Today's yoga flow is inspired by the posture downward facing dog and the dog days of summer. So we're going to have some fun in downward dog, playing with some variations of it and also kind of incorporating other dog or puppy like postures in there. We're going to start in child's pose. I'll see you there.
For this first centering position, we're going to take child's. You can have your knees together or have them wide apart. Depends on you, how it's feeling today. Just let yourself settle into it, focusing on your breath. Focusing on those deep inhales and exhales. You may begin to feel that initial stretch through and around your hips, maybe your low back. You might even be experiencing a stretch in a different place. We're going to keep the hands back by the feet to start with, letting your shoulders round over your knees, making any adjustments that you need to make. Just a couple more breaths in this first centering posture. And then you're going to extend those arms in front, taking that initial stretch just a little bit more, lengthening through your fingers, your arms, down along your spine. You might feel it go a little bit deeper into the hips, your low back. Inhale, and as you exhale, reach those hands to the right side. You're going to be stretching along that left side body. Stretching through those parts of your arms that we're going to work as we're working with our inspirational posture, downward dog. Coming back to center, deep breath in. Exhale, let's take those hands over to the other side, stretching along through there. Into the other side body. Maybe feeling that from your arms down to your hips. Inhale and exhale, come back to center. And let's take it up into table. Always a great posture to bring into that warm-up. Allows for some grounding. Let's add our cows and cats. Belly drops, head comes up. And into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. All right, here comes our first dog-like posture. We're going to do wag the tail, also called wag the tail. So you're going to turn your hip toward the back, and you're going to look down your side toward that hip. Now let's take it to the other side. See, we're wagging our tail, looking down along to it. Again to the other side, wag and wag. Let's do one more, wag and wag. Back to table. We're going to do balancing table. Start with that right leg extending out, left arm in front, nice and strong. Feel your core engaged to hold you steady. Deep breath in. Exhale, take it down. Other side, left leg extends. Right arm comes out. Holding steady while you breathe. Relaxing back to table. And now we're going to come into puppy. Letting your chest, your heart melt down toward the floor. It doesn't matter if it touches or not. This is actually a great place for a block. If you spend a lot of time at your computer, it's very common to get hunchy. Puppy is a great anti-hunchy stretch. One more breath. Let's bring it back. And we're going to take it into downward facing dog, our inspirational posture. It's okay if you're a little bit bent, the muscles are still cool, they're still a little tight. So we're going to help work some of that out by walking the dog. So we're just lifting and dropping your heels. Heels don't have to touch the ground, that's not important. Just nice and easy back and forth. You can certainly increase the intensity of this practice if you want by adding in those sun salutations. You can also decrease the intensity. So anytime we're holding downward dog for any length of time, you can bring that back into child's pose. Now, as we're wrapping up the warm-up and moving into the working postures, we're going to start with a small sequence, and then we're going to build up through it. So let's take three-legged dog and into fire hydrant. Let that knee roll to the sky. Back to three-legged dog, and we're going to sweep it through, just coming into a kneeling lunge, taking kind of an initial stretch, but not holding too long. We're still just getting that circulation moving through your body, heating up the muscles a little at a time. From that kneeling lunge, we're going to sweep it back to our three-legged dog and switch those sides. Three-legged dog, fire hydrant, roll it up. Back to three-legged and sweep it through for that kneeling lunge. Again, just that initial stretch, deep breath in. Good, exhale, take it back. Sweep it to that three-legged dog and return. From here, we can hold that downward dog. We can decrease the intensity, rest in child's pose. Or you can increase that intensity and take a sun salutation. If you're taking a sun salutation, we're all going to meet back in downward facing dog so that we can do the second part of our working sequence, which is going to build up on the first sequence that we did. Everybody should be meeting back at downward facing dog. If you want to take and decrease that intensity even more, you can do a lot of this from table. You don't have to do it from downward dog. So we're going to start with that three-legged dog and fire hydrant. Hey, we're halfway there, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip the dog, and then we're going to flip it back to that three-legged and step through kneeling lunge or low lunge. Up to you what you want to do here. What are you feeling like you need today? From that lunge, we're going to take it to pyramid. So if you chose to keep the knee down, just extend and straighten that leg from here. Or if you chose the low lunge, swivel that heel and make your way to pyramid. This is a great place for a block. I should have grabbed one because that would make it way more easier for me. From pyramid, whether you're on your knee or not, we're going to go back to that lunge. We're going to take that right leg back behind us, three-legged dog, and return. Other side, left leg lifts, fire hydrant. Hey, we're halfway there. Let's take it all the way. Flip the dog. Back around, three-legged dog. Sweep it through. You've got kneeling lunge, or you've got low lunge. Your choice.
Find your breath, nice and smooth. From our lunge, we're going to straighten that front leg, so you can do it from your knee, or you can come into pyramid. Holding nice and steady. One more breath. And we're going to release. Turn up on those back toes. Take that left foot to the sky for three-legged dog. And return, downward dog. This is that place where you can
Rest if you need, coming into child's.
Or you can hold in downward dog, or you can do a sun salutation. It's up to you. I'll be waiting for you.
Nice flowing breaths, whatever you chose to do. And meeting back at
Downward facing dog.
coming into that third part of our working, adding on from what we've already done.
So we've got three-legged dog.
Adding on that fire hydrant
Into flip your dog.
back around, three-legged dog.
We're going to step through, coming in either to that kneeling lunge, low lunge, or if you feel up to it, high lunge. We're going to add on to that lunge, coming into prayer twist. I'm going to take it from a kneeling lunge, because this is about my third hour of trying to get this recorded. Bloopers are a real thing. Good. One more breath in that twist. Let's take it down. We're going to straighten out for some kind of pyramid, whether on your knee or both legs straight. From that pyramid, now we bring in our balance,
Lifting up to standing splits. Standing splits.
down to chair. Release out to forward bend. Inhale, lift up. Let's go back to plank. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale.
Back to child's for just a breath or two. Or pausing in downward dog. So we can do that sequence on the other side.
Left leg, three-legged dog. Fire hydrant. Keep going. Right into flip your dog. Back around, three-legged dog. To sweep it through to your choice of lunge. Kneeling, low, or high lunge. Adding on, taking it into that prayer twist, which I'm going to do mine with the knee down. Really stretching and opening up through your chest. Releasing on the exhale, coming into pyramid. We're going to take it from that pyramid, stepping up
coming into our standing splits. And bring it down. Chair. Release out. And take your flow. Relaxing in child or downward dog. It's up to you. You've completed the working portion. Now let's bring it into the floor, deep stretch work. Starting off in downward dog. Right leg sweeps to the sky. Bring it through for that kneeling lunge. This time we're actually gonna stay here, repeating this element from earlier, but repeating it in that it's a little bit deeper stretch than what we did when we started. From that lunge, we're going to heel toe the foot across into pigeon. You can stay up. You can come to your elbows. You can extend your arms in front. Just really focused in on that hip area, letting it stretch without forcing. One more breath, and we're going to return to that three-legged dog. And then we're going to switch those sides. So left leg comes up, step it through for that lunge. This one we're taking a little bit deeper. From that hip stretch, heel toe it over to pigeon. Stay up, come to your elbows, or extend your arms out. What are your hips telling you that they need today? Really listen into that. All right, walking up using those arms. We're not going to go to downward dog this time. We're going to peel back into plank so that we can lower all the way down. And you've got some options here. We can do cobra, which is going to be here. You can do sphinx. This is much more of a yin posture, but it works for our purposes. Or if your arms don't feel like jelly, you can also do upward dog. I like sphinx because it's somewhere between cobra and up dog. And honestly, my arms are a little jelly. Just a few more breaths. And then you're going to release and push back into child.
From child, we're just going to ease it around. Coming to where you're lying on your mat, preparing for bridge. Tucking your heels in close to your bum. And when you're ready, lifting up. One more breath. Exhale, take it all the way down, coming into your reclined bound angle, which might feel really, really good after all the hip work. The kneeling lunges, the three-legged dogs, pigeon. We've moved into our cool down. The processes are slowing down, getting ready for final relaxation. Roll those knees together, hug them into your chest. You might want to do a little side to side if that feels nice. Your options here, you can take it from knees to chest into plow, or you can come into happy baby. My personal preferred is happy baby. An old neck and shoulder injury doesn't always cooperate with doing plow and shoulder stand. So I always opt for the alternative, happy baby. And I like the bonus of happy baby giving me one more hip stretch. Gosh knows I need it. I sit too much of the time. Maybe that's the same for you. From plow, you're going to take it into shoulder stand or waterfall, which is a nice alternative to shoulder stand. Again, it's always up to you, your choices, your body, what you need today. You could do the same practice tomorrow and need something completely different. Need more or less, it's up to you. Just learn to listen to your body, its cues. From your shoulder stand, I want you to very slowly bring it back. Knees are going to come to your chest. Everybody, take those knees to your chest if you want. We're going to finish out that practice with our spinal twist, letting your knees roll to one side. I always end with spinal twist. It's just a nice way to round out the practice, the last little bit on the spine. Bring your knees up to center and take that twist to the other side. Bring your knees up. And from there, I want you to find the posture that works the best for you for final relaxation. For many, that's going to be the traditional svanasana, lying flat like a corpse. But for some of you, this might not work. The point of final relaxation is to be comfortable so you can relax. If you need to bend your knees and bring your feet flat, go ahead. Maybe a bolster under your knees would be more helpful. Or you could turn over and do your shavasana in a fetal position, or what they call side lying corpse. Ultimately, make sure it's a posture that you can breathe deeply and easily in. And as you're relaxing there, I just want to throw out one little piece of trivia for you. How the phrase dog days of summer came about. It's actually pretty old. It dates back to ancient Roman, Greek, and Egyptian times. And dog days of summer was, of course, the hottest time of the year, typically end of July, early August, that coincided with the appearance of the brightest star in the sky, and that star is named Sirius. Sirius means dog star. So just a little trivia for our downward dog days of summer yoga sequence flow. We're going to take the last 60 seconds in silence. And let your breath start to deepen. Maybe wiggle your toes and fingers. Or maybe you like to take a nice long stretch, reaching through. Whatever you choose is okay. From that stretch, if you're not already on your side, go ahead and slowly make your way onto your side, into that fetal position. And when you're ready, pushing up. Coming into easy sitting pose. One more time. Inhale, reaching those arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down, heart center. As always, thank you for practicing with me today.